next train to arrive at platform 3.5 is the 1948 service to Green Park Station, calling at Ubustan, Calais, Dover, Timbuktu and Green Park Station. The next train to arrive at platform 3.5 is the 1948 service to Green Park Station.
Thank God I'm out of that terrible place. But unfortunately my family is still stuck in Arstotzka. I'll have to go to the only friend I know. I hope he can help.
Ah, what lovely weather. I think I'll go culling today.
Mr. Horncastle, I need your help.
Good grief, calm bastard. Why on earth are you wearing peasant clothing? Tailor! Tailor! Get him a suit at once! Apart from this debacle, it's a pleasure to see you again, old chap. Have a seat, we have much to discuss. Now, how was your trip to that place up north?
Well, where to start? First of all, it wasn't a holiday, it was a trip from hell. After I was picked into a lottery, I was basically forced to do border patrol, having to see hideous person after hideous person, having my best friend die after meeting his girlfriend. And after that, I had to leave my family after they took away my passports. I had to make a fake one, thanks to a man I know. And my family is still stuck in Arstotzka. And that's why I need your help. Can you please do this for me?
My God, that's terrible. But I think I know something that will cheer you up. You see, I've decided to expand my operations from home to the outskirts of this beloved country. I will call it Horncastle's Guild, for the people who seek discovery and adventure for profit. And I would like you to be the head of the division. What do you say to that, calm bastard?
Well, that sounds like a lovely offer, but I think we're getting a bit off topic about my family.
Jolly good, jolly good. I hope that your endeavours lead you to a good business venture. And I will be seeing you in this exact room at 700 hours. Or my name ain't Sir Horncastle II.
Are you even listening?
Bid you farewell.
I don't want to do this! For goodness sake. 4,000 miles to get away from hell and this is what I get? Well, I better get started.
Don't touch that! You bastard!
The world of renowned explorers is full of secrets, and you can approach the adventures you'll encounter in different ways. When you take different characters with you on your adventure, you can try new strategies and discover new opportunities previously hidden. The number of treasures you collect should give you an indication of how much secrets you've yet to uncover. Thank you for playing and welcome to the world of renowned explorers. Hello, you delightful explorers, and welcome to Renowned Explorers International Society. In this game, you will be given a bountiful batch of explorers ready to risk their lives for adventure, to basically find artifacts that have not been seen by the human eye. As for me, I'll be staying in good old England while they do all the rest. And in today's game, I've just been given the task of the head of division of the Explorer Society given to me by Mr. Horncastle himself. What will happen in this game, I will not know until I play the game. Well, let's go on with this, shall we? Select game mode. We have adventure mode, and we have discovery mode. Discovery mode. You will be able to retry whenever you lose, and save and load whenever you want. You will reach new locations faster. Choose this option if you like to make discoveries with greater speed. With adventure mode, however, you can't reload previous situations, and if you lose, it's game over. Oh my dear goodness. The game automatically saves when you quit. Recommended with classic difficulty for a perilous rogue-like experience, where you will need to master the mechanics. Should I go this in the most calmest manner, or go in all the way, knowing fully well that the slightest mistake can cause a catastrophe? I will choose adventure mode. I think it would be much more entertaining. The options for difficulty: easy. The opponents are weaker, and you gain more resources if you want to explore the world without too much trouble. Disable adventure achievement? I think there should be more achievements. Let's go on classic. Original difficulty: hard. Requires quite some mystery to beat, and you will need to be prepared to face bosses or risk losing. You will need a few tries to succeed. I'm willing to take that risk, if you catch my drift. Time to select the crew. Crew selection tutorial. Oh great, a tutorial. On the screen you will pick your crew. First select the captain that you will give, and a unique ability you can unlock more captains by playing the game. Then select other slots and pick your other crew members. Different crew members have different strengths, so choose wisely. Okay, let's try and select our captain. Oh, this is going to be a very difficult situation. Hopefully we won't be in any way bothered. Okay. Now we have different captains that we could choose from. We can choose from a scientist, a scout, a fighter, and a speaker. Now, do we seek intelligence? Do we seek finesse? Shall we seek strength? Or shall we speak in dialogue? Oh, these seem like a very difficult sort of batch that we're gonna have to pick. I may need a second to basically pick. Anna is a bright young scientist who loves the scary power of electricity more than anything. She wants to uncover the secrets of the world. Or do we pick Harry Walker? Harry was a street urchin who survived on the streets by pickpocketing. Now he is a cunning and charming leader. Oh, how lovely. Or do we pick Victor Signac? Victor is a decorated military captain. His words and skills motivate friends and foes to follow him. Want to impress with rare finds. Or do we pick Yonve Lefeur, Montel's crew mistress, assertive, intelligent, and the center of attention. Wants to see if she can trample the world under her boots. By the amount of people that I'm looking at, I'm seeing more of Harry Walker. Harry Walker, welcome to the... You are my captain for this game. Now we must select a crew member. First of all, let me just check. He has gains of 100. He can give me gold thanks to... Oh, and he's British, like he should always be. His current age is 21. How lovely. Rogue number 2. Harry is a glass cannon scout with a very high speech and high attack, but with barely any defense, so I best to use him for an attack. Harry can focus to make the next move count double for powerful combos. He does well in any crew, as long as there is someone with high defense to protect him. Recommend crew to go with Devious and Aggressive with Charles and B. Oh, we've already been given our other people. Charles and B, where are they? Charles. We already have a scout, so there's no need to basically bring these nice fellows into the mix. Since we won't have much time, I'll have to just skip through them. We have Emilia Koizwaka. We have Felipe Boswanan. We have Agatha von Buskvik. We have Earl Shanty. We have Kiwi Parpai Pedro Perijro. Hetig Abman. Molly Jones. Ivan Doskfok. Bia Ton... What the... Dolores Garcia. John Pate Conzea. Charles Tempionan. Maria Rodriguez. Hildrev Haas. Or Camila Anmata. He basically recommended that I pick Charles and Bea. Charles. There's Charles. An ex-soldier and an ex-butler from Manchester who wants to rub elbows with the Queen, knows how to throw a punch and an insult. For this, the speaker will be Charles Tempton as my crew member. Charles is a defensive speaker with a great defense and overall good defense. His current age is 40 and he is the British man himself. Charles can force enemies to attack him with the group insult. Charles does exponentially well in devious crews, but is a balanced addition to most teams. Recommended crew to go for aggressive and delirious with Dolores or Hatvens. Charles and Bea, Dolores and with diplomacy of 1 and survivalist of 1. This man is a rogue of 2, so we need to pick something that matches both Harry Walker and Charles Temptation. Now we could either choose a fighter or a scientist for this sort of thing. We could choose devious people, or we could have many things. A friendly attitude relies on the mutual understanding and empathy. Devious attitudes rely on insulting and undermining the opponent's self-confidence. And an aggressive attitude relies on physical strength and weapons. Since this appears to be only going for aggressive, we'll only need someone from the attacking crew. Now, Hattis is somewhere. If I can find her or him. Hattis. We will not be choosing a scout. We already have a scout. There's no need to bring more than one into this mix. Or we pick Dolores. Dolores. There she is. Ooh, she seems like a fine chap. Or madam. To be having this sort of thing. Or do we choose Beer? Beer. Ooh, this is a very interesting one. We'll have to pick which one is we should pick. Beer Cantian. Beer Cantian fought the Greek independence from a young age. Now she's a terrifying mercenary. Or Dolores Garcia. Dolores won many tournaments, but kept her identity hidden behind a mask. Now she travels with the world in search of new things to punch. We have an aggressive luchador wrestler, or we have a Greek independent lady. Since we already have many people hiding under their faces, we'll pick Bea Keaton. And as we can clearly see, we have picked a very fine national lady who's 30 years old and is a glass cannon fighter with amazing attack and good speech, but feeble defenses. Bea's quickness allows her to strike an enemy without being noticed, so it does not affect their attributes towards you, does the best in aggressive crew, and needs someone to protect her. Don't worry, my dear lady, these two will defend you, Charles Templeton, Harry Walker, and Bea Kenton. As we can clearly see from these details, we even have more of these. And I think, with all of these intertwined, I think we are ready and set for an adventure. Are you ready, Harry Walker, Charles Templeton, and Bea Henkerton? Let's start the adventure! Look at my crew! They are ready and waiting for the world ahead of them. As we wait for loading, I think today will be a stupendous... Oh great, another tutorial. Welcome to Renowned Explorers. Your goal is to achieve the most renown possible to beat your rivals in the race for the title of Most Renowned Explorer. Renowned Explorers use unique concepts. To succeed in your goal, there are a lot of strategies and systems you have to discover and master. While playing, remember one thing. Renowned Explorers is all about discovering treasures and stories, but also strategy system. The game has many new concepts and it's quite challenging. Learn about the concepts here or learn the hard way as you play. Let's just play very quickly. Your goal is gather as much renown as possible to become this year's most renowned explorer. You must especially want to beat the current number one, Matthew Rival X. Already we know he's our rival from the name itself. You gain renown by finding treasure and collecting gold, status, and research. Collect renown to win. During expeditions, you can collect resources, gold, which you can spend on equipment, status, which attracts an entourage, research that can be spent on research, insight, which gives you a gain more on other resources. You might not find a need for these resources immediately, but once you start preparing for follow expeditions, they'll be vital. They also yield some renown. And I've got this. You won't get resources directly through, although expeditions you will perform actions that will give you tokens. At the end of the expedition, tokens will be exchanged for the resources mentioned before. For example, a study will give you research. Later, you can upgrade your tokens for better yields. Gain resources and tokens. The expedition ends once you accomplish your expedition goal. You can surely find some secrets and other treasures if you try to explore as much as possible. Continue to learn about survival or finish learning. Let's listen to the hardest part of Renowned Explorers is surviving the perils. During an expedition, you need to keep an eye on two particular things. Resolve, you lose the game if you reach 0, and supplies, which you use to travel from node to node. Never run out of resolve. If that happens, your crew gives up on exploring and you lose the game. You lose resolve from failing from challenges or having a crew member fall during an encounter. You gain resolve for completing an expedition, but otherwise it's a really hard to gain resolve. Never run out of resolve. No, duly noted. You need supplies to explore. Traveling on expeditions consumes supplies. If you run out of them, your crew will weaken. Still, sometimes it might be worth a risk to go a little further without supplies, but that's completely up to you. You often get the chance to regain some supplies, so keep your eyes open. Duly noted. A brief summary for survival expedition. Find treasures and complete expeditions. Get as much renown as possible. Collect gold and status and research to spend later, and don't ever run out of resolve or supplies. With knowledge like that, you're ready to embark on expeditions. But we must learn about our encounters. An encounter in Renowned Explorers is very different from what you might be used to see. From tactical games, you must be able to resolve encounters not only through aggressive violence, but also devious bullying and friendly diplomacy. Learn all about them in these tutorial encounters. Encounter basic. In the tutorial, you will learn about basic controls and how to win an encounter. This covers the most basic commands and does not yet discuss the unique system of the game. Start the tutorial? Oh, we're being given a tutorial over how we are supposed to do Are these Scotsmen? What on earth are we doing in Scotland? Are we practicing? Welcome to the first encounter. Select different participants clicking on the left mouse button. Okay, let's pick this man. Select your crew member with the left mouse button. Okay, I'm selecting right now. Select your crew member by selecting... Okay, I got it. Now move your crew member towards the opponent so you can activate crew members by pressing the right mouse button over walkable tiles. Okay, while holding mouse button to choose wherever to move, you can click the mouse button to cancel these movements. Now move the rest of your crew. Okay, I'll move you there, Charles, and Bea, I will throw you over there. Need to get a good expeditioner. Now you have exhausted all your possible moves. End your turn using the end turn button. You have exhausted end turn button. Now it's the Scots' turn. What will they do to attack me? Charles! Oh dear God! Oh, you wouldn't want to do that to Charles. He's not a man to be insulted at. Oh dear, goodness gracious me, he's taken a really bad beating. Now move your crew closer to the volunteers. Once you move crew members close enough to your opponent, you can use your abilities to defeat your opponents. Whenever you prepare to use the ability, you can preview its effects. Here's an overview of your information provided. Percentage chance, the ability to hit or miss. A preview of amount the spirit damage ability to do. A preview of how the ability will change the target's emotion. Different emotions have different effects. There's a lot to be taught about this game. A preview of how the ability will affect the target's vibe. The positivity or negativity of the target's vibe determines if he'll get positive or negative emoticons. Move your crew members close enough for your volunteers so you can make their abilities happen. Let's attack. You can preview the effects over here. Okay, I'm going to attack this man. Have at thee! Take that, you volunteer scum! Hang on, he was a volunteer. Doesn't that mean we kind of committed murder? You just dealt damage to your opponent's spirit through a physical attack. But don't worry, during regular play you can also overcome unfortunate dispositions through other means just other than violence. But for now, defeat the enemies by assaulting their spirits. If you say so, let's attack this fellow Scot. Have at thee! Yes, sir! Put your fists up! Last one. Bea, you will take this man down by only means necessary, with an attack! Have at thee! Congratulations! It would appear that we have taken down the enemy fleet in an aggressive victory. You have dominated your opponents. The results are nothing. We must leave. An encounter in Renowned Explorers is very... From what you... Okay, this is what we've just been told. Let's try attributes. If you know how to use your abilities to win an encounter, the next step is always at your attitude. As mentioned before, there is more than just one way to win an encounter. Here you'll learn about attributes. Friendly, devious, and aggressive. Let's start that encounter tutorial. There's a lot to be taught about these sorts of things. Follow the tutorial instructions. You will be amazing. You will be okay. You will be a dummy. Ooh, these kinds of names don't seem like a nice one. Let's start the encounter. In Renowned Explorers, you won't only enter the encounter to do battle. This is also where diplomacy and bullying take place. Your crew can resolve this encounter with 3 different attributes: friendly, devious, and aggressive. Resolving an encounter with different attributes affects the course of the game and your rewards. The outcome UI in the top left shows you consequences for having a dominant attribute in an encounter. Let's do this! Investigating the outcome UI in the top left corner of your screen and see the different consequences for solving an encounter with friendly, devious, and aggressive attitudes. As you've seen, you want to avoid finishing the encounter with an aggressive attribute. Bad consequences are marked with a red skull, while positive consequences are marked with a green cross. You want to be either friendly or devious now that we do act upon the different attributes. To solve an encounter with certain attributes, your crew members have 3 different attributes in your abilities tooltip. You can see what attitude they have. You notice that the first ability is always aggressive, the second is always devious, and the third is always friendly. Take a look at your tooltip of your abilities to see their attributes. Hover over your crew member's ability in the bar at the bottom of the screen to read its tooltip to see the attributes they have. I found the abilities tribute. Using the ability on the fluence which attributes end with attacking makes you aggressive, terrifying, will make you devious, etc. Try the ability out on an opponent and take note of how it changes the outcome. If you say so. Should I enrage him or impress him? Let's try impressing this man. I'm going to impress you now! I have badges in my scouting! If you look at the outcome UI, you see that there is a bar corresponding with your attributes filed up. Every ability you do influences the outcome. For example, aggressive abilities count their heaviest in others, and defeating an important boss with a certain attribute counts even heavier. The rest for you to find out. Now you know how to get the certain attribute. However, there is choosing the right ability. What you can do efficiently depends on your crew. Aggressive abilities get stronger with high attack. Friendly and devious abilities get stronger in high speech. Aside from your crew, your opponent also is strengthened and weakened. For example, wolves can't really scare if you're nice to them. On the other hand, some people are more easily hurt than words. Take note of the opponent's armor and speech defenses. It will reveal what its weaknesses are, and that you can inspect an opponent by left-clicking on the opponent. Take some time to inspect the crew and inspect the opponent by left-clicking on them. Try the spot of strength. If you say so. As I can see here, his defenses are really lacking. His speech defense is most powerful. The speech is powerful. The attack is powerful. The movement is only 4. The grit is 29, but his armor is weak. Charles is 23 in speech attack and aggressive attack. We also see free movement. We see his grit. We see much defense, but his only armor is 1. And finally, Bea Keaton. Keaton. I don't know. Speech power is 23. Attack power is 37. Her movement is 4. And her speech is 0. Her armor, however, is 17. And her grit is 15. I will have to basically use most of this in inspection. If you looked at your opponent's armor volunteer, you might have seen the high armor that aggressive abilities won't do well. The situations could change your common tactics or make certain attributes harder to achieve. To summarize attributes, ending with different attributes have different consequences and rewards. Your crew has been good or bad at certain attributes. Opponents have different strengths and weaknesses. You'll need to balance out strength and rewards. Finish the encounter in your preferred attribute, but remember the consequences. Resolve the encounter attribute of your choice. If you say so. Bea, move over to that nice man over there. Actually, on second thought, ignore what I just said. I want you to basically give him the most there's no one nearby. Give him the most friendly exertion at once. Whoa, that was so impressive! Bea. But it's Charles' turn to take this scum down once and for all. If he could take him down, that is. Unfortunately, I'm guessing I'm gonna have to... Oh, wait a minute! Never mind. Charles will take this down as he has a fabulous mustache. And he goes down in his impressive armor. Nothing can stop us now. Your friendly approach has proven worthy. And that's the results. You are friendly, which means you are amazing. The last thing to learn about the encounter is the modes and emoticons. Let's move over to moods and emoticons. In an encounter, you have to make the use of moods and emotions to achieve your goal. Randomness plays a small role in the encounter. Mastering moods and emotions is vital for beating the whole game. Brute force, your best abilities will only get you so far here. Start the tutorial on moods and emotions. Let's go to our volunteers and see how we can do. We have all of these. You finish the tutorial, you conquer. You finish the tutorial, you bully. You finish the tutorial, you diplomat. As we can see, we will start this encounter. In the previous tutorial, you've learned about the different attributes you can have. Friendly, devious, and aggressive. Your opponents have also been given an attribute which depends on the nature and your actions. They can change attributes at the start of their turn. For example, wolves have always been aggressive, while kind of villagers can be friendly unless the physical attack them. Enemies have changed attributes too. The combination of your attributes and the opponent's attitude is called the mood. If both you and the opponent are friendly, the mood is pleasant. Oh, how lovely. This is very important. If your attributes change, the mood changes as well. The same goes for your opponent's attitude. The combination of my attitude and opponent's attitude is the mood. Check! You often start an encounter with uncertain attitude, which has no moods. Let's use your devious to change the attitude and see how that affects people. The only person that I know that has devious attacks is Harry Walker. Go over to this nice gentleman right here and enrage him. Tell him that you're a clown. The kilt makes you look like a clown, you volunteer. You have changed your attitude to devious. Combined with the opponent's devious attitude, the mood becomes tense. You're both hurling insults and threats at each other. With this, you learn about changing attitudes. Also changes the mood, since moods are the combination of attitudes. Next. You can inspect the current mood in the Mood UI. On the top of your screen, it shows your current attitude, the opponent's current attitude, and the current mood. The UI shows that you are right now, which can be different from what an outcome UI shows as a diplomat attitude. Your mood is very important, as there are 9 different moods, and each mood has a different effect. All those effects count for all of your crew members. Some are in your favor, while others are terrible. The combinations of mood and emotions combined can account for 200% increase in damage done in 100% increase in damage received. As we can see, attack means hostile. Attack and deviousness makes it escalating. Attack and friendliness makes it brutal. Devious and attack makes it proactive. Friendly and attack means dire. Tense, pleasant. Persuasive and tyrantizing, as we can clearly see. You can see the current mood is in UI. Right underneath your mood, you are now tense. If you try to be better man and act friendly, you will have a stronger effect. Now try the mood on your UI. If you say so, find the current mood effect at the top center of your screen, and it should read friendly abilities are 25%, as I can clearly see. I have found the mood. Every mood has a different attack. Yeah. If you're friendly, then the devious opponents are persuaded. If you're devious, the attacked opponents lose their focus. If you're aggressive, you'll easily beat up friendly opponents. Beware though, this also counts against you. You don't want to be in the escalated mood, where you are aggressive and your opponent is devious. They will get on your crew's nerves until they can't handle it anymore. If the last part of your moods is how you change your current attitude, to change the mood, the current mood is tense. According to the previous rules, you are better off if your attitude is friendly against their devious. Let's try to change their mood by doing a friendly ability. Let's try a friendly ability then. You there! Volunteer! I will try to impress you now, and you better be impressed, as this man shows you his impressive mustache. He thinks it's remarkable. You might have noticed that after you have used your ability, the attitude pip is added to the bar left of the mood UI. This represents how far an opponent is from your viewing. You are differently. It is full. You change your attitude and the mood as well. Current actions like defeating an opponent gives extra attribute pips. Other remove attitude pips. In summary of moods. Moods are a combination of yours and opponent's attitude. Moods have strong effects, either good or bad. In general, friendly beats devious, beats aggressive, beats friendly, which it comes to moods. This might be a lot to take in, but you will get more comfortable with it as you go. The last thing we're going to talk about is emotions. A lot of abilities have emotions like terrified or excited tagged to them. A character hit with such an ability will, under the right circumstances, gain the emotion. You can see them as you type side effects of the ability to take a look at your ability to spot their emotions. Look at the ability's emotions. As you inspect the abilities, you see their emotions marked with an emoticon, like sad or terrified, and their effects. Aggressive abilities do not have emotions. Some emotions are positive, other than negative. For example, terrified lowers the character's attack. On the other hand, happiness means excited. You'll raise one's speech. How many friendly type abilities have the positive emotion you could get, and also can be used to heal your crew members. Emotions, crews in many ways. The last thing about emotions is that characters have weaknesses and resiliences against abilities with certain emotions. The mean volunteers you're facing now are resilient to sadness abilities, but make extra spirit damaging from enraged abilities. You can find the info in my whatever. The end of the encounter tutorial to retaliate. Moods are the combination of attributes and are very powerful. In general, friendly beats devious beats aggressive beats friendly when it comes to moods. Emotions are versatile side effects you can use to influence individuals. It is a lot to learn in a few minutes. You can always use the reference... whatever. Time to end this encounter. Time to finish this encounter. Beer. Time to take this fellow down the only way we know how. Through friendliness. Do it at once. What an impressive marksman skill of the sword. I have done it, my fellow friends. We are very persuasive. We have finished the encounter and we finish on a friendly victory. As we leave. Well done, there are secrets to be uncovered and your first game probably won't go that smoothly. But remember, it's all about the discovery. That's enough. It's time for the adventure. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this game. Tune in next time as we see these three adventurers seek adventure. To knowing how to seek adventure whilst I try and find a way to basically get everything in order. Tune in as we see Harry Walker, Charles Temption, and Bea Hankerton encounter the wilderness and begin their exploration. Good night, everybody.
Hey man, do you want to hear my new mixtape?
Alright, how's it go?
It goes a bit like this. Hit it.
It's good, I guess.